Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenarios. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the another real-time scenario in LWC. So here we have the use case, display case details based on the selected case priority. For example, we are going to select by the priority like high, low or medium. Based on that, we have to display the list of the case records, and once we click on to the particular case number, we have to display the or showcase to the details in the pop-up. In the pop-up, we have to display the which record we are clicked, means which case numbers we are clicked, that details we have to display. So before developing, I will show you the preview. So here we have to the preview. So now come to the here, this is the priority. I am going to select by the high, here displayed by the list of the records for on the high. These are all the priorities the high, and we have to select by the any particular record or particular case number. Once I click on to this, we have to display the details of the that particular case, like case number, account, subject, status, priority. If I click on the close, I want to close by the window. Again, if you go to the open by the any one of the another case, so here we have to display by the case details. So this is the scenario, how we are going to implement it by this scenario. We can see this step by step. So first of all, this I am going to select by the one creating the one Lightning web component, Control Shift to P. So here create, so case priority records or so case priority details. This is the our component name. So now come to the here, we have to create by the first. So here Lightning card title equals to case records, and come to the here, we have to display it by the priority field. So that's why I'm using to the Lightning record edit form. So we have to take by the object API name case. We can must and should give to by the object API name. Now we have to display it by the input field for the priority. So that's why here we are going to use it by the Lightning input field API name means the priority. So this is so we have to preview up to here before deploying to this. Preview it, we have to set it by the targets. So here target is the app. Okay. So now I am deploying to this case priority details, deploying to the source org. So now come to the here, I'm going to create by the one app page. So app builder. For the preview purpose, I'm creating one new app builder page for this. So click on new. So app page, click on next. Case priority details, tab name, click on next. One region, click on done. So here we have to select by the case priority details. So this is the our component, drag and drop to the here. Click on save. Click on activation. So this tab is or this app builder I'm adding into the our regular application app manager, that is the LWC real-time scenarios. Click on to the here. So save, back to the page. Now here I am refreshing the page here, automatically appear by the here our tab. So still it is refreshing. We have to refresh the one more time. So for example, this is now we have to refresh the page one more time. So now here appear by the our tab case priority details. Now here we have to the high, low, medium like this pick list values they appear to the here. So now here on change of this we need to holding na. So that's why here which value we are selecting that purpose here we have to take by the on change. So we have to define by the method handle change save. Now this method we are going to calling into the in our JS. So event. So here we have to take by the one variable constant. So selected priority equals to event to dot target to dot value. So we have to check it some console dot log. So what is that is selected priority. What we have selected now that is the selected priority. So save. Now we have to deploy. So once it is changed, when it is changed by the priority, automatically called by the onChange method. In this onChange method, which value we are selected, that is written by the standard event, event dot target dot value. What we have selected like a high or low or medium, it is automatically written that what we have selected. Now let's see the preview. So refresh by the component. So for example, I'm going to select by the high, right click, click on inspect element, console. See here what we have selected that is the high. Now high is up here. And come to the here, I'm selecting by the medium. Medium, it is automatically appear by the medium. See here, if I am selecting the low, low will be the appear. So like this on change, we are calling the our method. Now we have to get the those records from the database. So that's why I'm creating the one Apex class case priority details controller. So in this, I'm going to write the one method that is the aura enabled. So here our method name is the get priority records or data. Our wish we can give it by anything. So here string s priority. What we have selected that value we have to pass it by the here. Then here we are going to write a query case clist equals to selected id comma case number comma status comma origin from case where priority equals to what we have selected that is come to the here na yes priority. So save up to here. Then we have to the return this list, return C list. So return type instead of the string is the list of case. So now it is written by the list of the cases. Now I am deploying to this. Right click onto this and deploy to the source org. It will be the deployed successfully. Now this is the our method name get priority data. Now we have to import to this one. Import get priority data. Now we have created by this is na priority details class and method name is the this one. Now how we are going to call our Apex class method imperatively? So here get priority data. What we have given to the here, same we should be take by here also. And it is the parameterized method s priority, and we have to selected value this one, selected this. And now then we can call it to the then to capture the our result. So here, so result holding purpose, we have to take it by the one property, that is the case data. So here this dot case data equals to result. So now here catch error. So here we have taken by the, so here we have to return to the catch to, we have to the data. So sorry, here I'm closing the tag here. So here now this is. So now here we have to get it by the, what is written by the Apex class, that data we are going to store it by the here. Now we have to display the data into the in the HTML tag to UI. Right, in UI we have to display the data. How we are going to display this UI? We have to display the list of the records with the help of the data table or Aura. Sorry, in the LWC we are using to the data type Lightning data table or template for each we are using in the template for each we are using. Now here I am using to the data table. That's why before creating the data table I am creating the columns. So constant equals to, so we have to the define to the columns, which columns we want to display, that columns we have to define. So here columns equals to label. So here this is the syntax, case number, and we have to the field API name, colon. So here case number, comma. So now here not for the dot, comma here. So here another field label, status, field name equals to status, sorry, colon. Here we are given by the API names of the fields. And one more is the label origin, comma, field name. So here origin. So this field values information I'm going to display in the UI with using the data table. So now come to the here, before going to that, these columns to we have to display now. So here columns equals to same, I'm going to take the columns. So now save, come to the HTML. Here we are going to take it by the data table, Lightning data table. So in this we have the displayed by the with some attributes, that is the key ID is the mandatory, key field equals to ID, and we have to the display the data, right? Data equals to, already we are storing our data into the case data property, and we have to display the columns. So here columns equals to our columns. Okay, so here this is the columns. This columns is the we have defined here. This is the another property columns. So now everything is ready for this, and now we have to close by the data table. Now we have the close the data table. Now I'm deploying this. So here right click onto this, deploy. So it is deployed successfully. Come to the here, refresh the page, refresh the page. So now here, this is you have to observe case number, status, and origin. These three columns we have taken right here. That's why the three columns will be appear case number, status, and origin. So we don't want to display this checkbox. So here we have to write the hide checkbox. Okay, so here we have the hide checkbox column. That's it. Save and deploy. So now here we have to refresh the page. So here checkbox will be the hided. Now here I'm going to select by the high. This see here you have to observe all the which records in the high that is appear to the here. If I'm going to select by the medium, see here different records will appear by in the medium. And if I'm going to select by the low, on the low priority which records we have the appear to the here. So up to here, what we have did on the selection of the priority, it is called by the onchange, our method. Once it is the onchange method is called, we have to get the which value we have selected. That value we are passing to the our Apex class. In our Apex class, what is doing this? It is the query to the selected priority. So that list of records written by the our Apex class. Once what we have the return to the those result, we are holding into the case data property. So now it is the list of the records. We have to display the list of record either template for each or Lightning data table. So here we are using the data table. In the data table, we are using the data and the columns. Which columns we want to display, we have to define by the that columns here. So up to now here what we have implemented. Now our next scenario is the once we have to click onto this, we have to display the details. We have to display by the these details. So how we are going to implement it by the pop-up. This pop-up how we are going to implement, come to the component library. So here we have to search with the model. So this is the standard code. We have to copy and use to this one. So this is the model code. Copy to this. And I'm going to create for the new component for this. So Lightning web component case priority model separate web component I'm taking to the here, and here this is the HTML code. Save. And in this JS we have to the standard method is the on click on the close button, we need to close it, right? So this is the close button, and we have to copy this full, otherwise. So save. Now we have to deploy this one also. True. Targets. Target app page. So now how we are going to call the this pop-up model into the our regular method. So this is the our class, right? We are going to import to the this one also. So here import. So here we have to the, so we can give it by the any naming. So my model I'm giving to the here. So case priority model, this is the our right. So here this is the our pop-up model. Now we have the retrieve to this one. Now before going to that, first we are calling to this. First we have to the link, how we are going to display like this link. So how we are going to display this link means, come to this is the case number. Now, instead of this, we are going to click on to the ID. We are going to give it on click of the ID. Okay, type is the here. We have to change it to the button. And here, comma. So in this, we have to the attributes, type of the attributes. So type attributes. Attributes. So in this, we are going to write the label. What we have to display by the label equals to the, here we have to display by the case number. So here we are capturing the ID only. Okay. So here we have to give it by the colon. So in this label, field name. So field name is the, we have to display by the case number. So this is the case number displaying purpose. Once we click on to that particular one, it is written by the that particular record ID. That particular record ID written by to the here. Okay, so now here we have to the comma. This is if you want to display any alternate text. So for example, here you have to observe in appear to the alternate text also, right? In pop-up. So like this, if you want to display by the alternate text, we have to take by the alternate. So alternative text. Okay, here we have to take by the alternative text. So here what you want to display with you same or different. If you want to different, take it by the different one. Or if you want to display same by the case number, we have taken by the case number only. And comma. So here variant, we have to display by the variant button. We have already know different types of the variants. Variant equals to, so we have to give it by the base. When we are giving the base, like this will be the appear. Okay, variant is the base. So here, these are all the we have given to the here. So why? Because this stuff we are giving to the here, we have to display by like this format instead of the this format. Actually, this is appear like this now. Now it will be appear by the like this. So here we have to deploy first up to here. So something is missing. So here we have to observe case priority details. Pop-up model we have to not deployed. So we have to, this is the right our model name. So case priority model, I think we have deployed, or we can deploy redeploy to once this is redeploy to this first. So it is successfully deployed. Now we are going to deploy by our details. So now it is also be successfully deployed. Now come to the here. We have to refresh by the page. See here, now it is appear like this. I think so. We have given by the base, but I'm not sure why it is giving the button type. So we have to check it by the here. Okay, rent. So here a typo mistake. So now come to the here. We have to refresh the page. Solo. See here, now it is appeared like this format. So once we click onto this button, we want to open to the our pop-up model. So how we are going to achieve that? Which row we are going to clicking, right? So that's why here in the component, we have to call by the row action. This is the standard functionality. So row on row action, we have to call by the our method. So handle row action. Save. This is the method we are going to define to the here. So in this we have to the row action, we are going to call to the our pop-up. So now it is the event standard. So in this, so we have to get it by the row details, right? Which row we have to click to. So that's why here constant row equals to event dot details dot row, and here we have to the row data. So constant equals to row or header we have to display header equals to view. Why this is defining means once we click on the here in header we have to display it by the view, which case record we have to write, that case record information purpose we have to take in by the view. This is the dynamical we have to pass it. Already here we are getting by the row details. In this row details to row dot case number. So we want to the case number, right? So that's why here we are calling to the case number. So now at the same time we have to pass it by the case ID. So here that's why here constant record ID equals to we have to row dot ID. Why we are going to pass it to this ID, I will let you. So this is the header purpose. This is the here. This is the header we have to define to the in this pop-up model. Instead of the content, I am going to change by the header. So here we are using the API. Why? Because we are using the API decorator here means we are calling the this property into the another component, right? In this component we are going to call it now. I will show you how we are going to pass it this. So that's why here we are calling to the that property into the here. That's why. So here how we are going to call our pop-up. So here my model dot. So here what we have taken, this is the my model, right? Both are capital letters. My model dot open. This is the standard method open. So in this we have to pass it to the size is the small size or pop-up size. This is the pop-up size is the small or big or so larger, that is we are going to define here. So I'm giving by the small, and here we have to the define the header, right? This header equals to, now here we have defined this is the header. This header is the our pop-up model header. Here we have declared now this is the header. Now this one is the here we what we have taken by this is the header, and here record ID equals to and here record ID. So these parameters I am passing while loading to the our pop-up. Our pop-up loading, these are all we are giving. Size is the small, header is the header, record ID. This record ID also we have to define in our model. So here at the rate API record ID. So first we have to deploy to this model. Why? Because means we have changed by the property names, and now we have to deploy to this one. So now here we have to preview, that is, so come to the page, we have to refresh the page. Now come to the here, once I click on the low, so it is the something fishy, it's not displaying the error, it is displaying the error. So now come to the here, this is the lightning model we have taken by the my model. Okay, now come to the in this JS, we have to open by the this is given by the name import, or if you give it by the small letter we can see might be small and capital letters issue. So save, and we have to deploy again. Header record ID we have already done. So now come to the here, refresh the page. Okay, might be, I think so. In this HTML, we are not changed by this is not content. So we have to remove this. Just body, I'm going to give it to the here. So deploy. So now refresh the page. So now here we have to the high. Click on this, still showing an error. So we can see what is the problem. So first we have to come to the pop-up model. In our pop-up model, we are giving the record ID. So this is fine. This is we are not much right any right. This is the my model, that is fine. Now come to the here priority. So now here we have to call in the priority model. Now once we click on to the row action, so we have to get it by the case details. Pop-up model we are calling to the step by step. We have to check it, importing to the our model. Then we have to the come to the handle row action. In this row action, we are calling to the event details. Sorry, yes is populated here. Event detail only. Yeah, that is the problem. Now we have to deploy. So refresh the page. Event dot detail dot row. So here actually by we have to give me the details. Event dot detail dot row. So I am selecting high. Now see here, model pop-up and body. This once we click on OK, automatically hide this. Now in this pop-up, we have to display by our details. So that's why here come to the pop-up in HTML. Instead of the body, we are writing the our logic. So here I'm going to take by the lightning view form, lightning record view form, lightning data service. This is right. So in this, we have to call the object API name, which object we have to, that is case and record ID, which record we have to write. So here we are using the record ID. That's why I am passing the from the priority details to here. This record ID, which row we have to write that record ID, we are passing to the here. This come to the mapping into the in this variable. That's why this is also we are giving the API decorator. We are calling the another component. Now that's why here we are giving to that record ID now. So sorry, in this HTML we are giving this is. Now which fields you want to display, we can take it by that fields is the output. Lightning output field, field a name equals to the case number. So similar way we have to display by the rest of the fields, which fields we want. So here case subject, so contact ID, and here account ID, and next is if you want to any other fields like status and origin. Whatever fields we want required, those fields we have to display by the here origin. So save and deploy to this. So this here we are using the record ID. That purpose I am passing to the from the this component to that is, and header also right in we have to change it by the here in the model pop-up. Instead of this static this we have to give it by the our pop-up view, right, view, which case we have to that is appear in a header. Now save this and deploy. So now come to the here, refresh the page. So on selection this, see here view, which case is that is case number. So what is given in order, that order it is displayed case number, subject, contact ID, account ID, status and case urgent. So if you go and click to the any another case number, so this is the different case number and these are the subject, contact ID, account ID, status and closed. Okay, so and one more is the final step is the here we have to on page loading time it is displayed by the columns, right? I don't want to display like this columns. When we are on change only we have to display these columns by default is appearing, don't want to display by default. When we have selected by the like this, then only I want to display table. So that purpose come to the here case details. We have to define the one boolean property. So display data display cases our wish. So I'm taking by the display data. So this should be when we want to display, this is when the records is appearing now. So that's why here this dot true. When it is calling the method by default, we can make it as a false. So how to rendering the page? So here we have to give it by the this block to the rendering now. So template if is true, display data. So we have to closing tag must be given by the after data table. So now this is saved. Now I am deploying to this as well. So this is the which purpose when we are on change only displayed by the table, otherwise it will not be the displayed by the table. Now we have to refresh the page. So now you have to observe initially not appear by the data table. When I am selecting this, then only appear by the data table. See here. Now once I click onto this will be appear by the details. So like this, we are going to implement it by the real-time scenarios with use case. So once we can recap, so initially I have to display it by the case priority field. On the case priority field, initially appear to the here. Okay. So once we have to appear this, after on selection of this, we have to display the details. So here on change of this priority, we called by our method on change event. In this, what we have selected value, we are going to store it by in the selected priority. Based on this, we have to get the data from the Apex class. So that's why here we have defined by the one Apex class. In that Apex class, we are writing a query with where condition, what we have selected the value, based on that selected value, we have the retrieving the data. Okay. So then after, see here, this is the query. We have to get the data from the database. After returning to this, come to the details JS. So here we have to store the what is written by the data, that is in the case data. Now here we have to display the data in the different ways. So now here we are using the data table. In the through data table, we have to display by the data. And this data also we have to display when it is get by the result only, right? So when it is get by the result only, that's why here display data we have taken by the one boolean property. Based on this, it is appear to the here. And next is the how we are going to call the pop-up and how we are going to display the pop-up. So that's why here we have taken by the separate component. In this component, we have written by the our pop-up model code. So model header, body and footer. And here in this we have taken by the two properties. There are the APIs decorators, header and recorded. These two are the API decorators. Why? Because means we are passing to the one component to the another component to the details. So that's why here we are taken by the two decorators. After done by the this model pop-up component, come back to the previous component. So here we are calling to the our model. Okay, this is the model. So in this by default method is the open. Size is the our wish, small or large. And header, this is the we predefined header, which cases we are selecting that case number we want to get it from the row details. So here event dot detail dot row, it is written by the full row information, case number and ID we are capturing the now here. These two values we are passing to the here. These two values we are passing to the here. Okay, then we can based on this we have to populate it by the data into the modal pop-up. Okay, so finally we have the result, this one. Refresh the page. So now we have to refresh the page. See here, once I click on the high, data will be populated. If I select the 1014 record, see here 1014 and the details will be the appear. So like this, we have to implement it by the real-time scenarios. I hope it is very helpful to you and I hope understand to you also. So please stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios, and for the code I given to the link to the in the description, in below description. Find the full code. Thank you guys. Please stay tuned for the more real-time scenarios.